In the beginning of the universe, there was a god of destruction before Beerus. It is the story of him coming back. This is a full fan animation by Boom. It tells the story of the god of destruction before Beerus coming back and actually threatening him. Unlike other stories, this is a fully animated fan animation by Boom, and this is the story of DBS Beerus Part 1, Episode 1. This story begins in this floating void of crystals, and within these voids it is showing previous events in Dragon Ball, but taking place in a bit of a different way. You see Yamoshi fighting Kamba, Cauliflower's turned Super Saiyan Blue, and he's fighting Jiren back in the Tournament of Power. Then you even see Vegito and Broly fusing to make who knows what you call that fusion. Then all of a sudden the crystal breaks, and this is the man that comes out. It's almost like he was trapped within alternate realities, and now finally he's broken out, and the first thing he does is put out his hand and crush Beerus' head. This man's name is Nobu, and in this story, he was the god of destruction before Beerus. However, the way he was a god of destruction, the way he did his job as a god of destruction, he was far too malicious. He actually was a bit sadistic in the way that he used to go about his ways. With Beerus, the way he destroys a planet is he just taps it and then instantly it's gone. There's barely any pain, there's barely any torture that's part of it. But with Nobu, he took pleasure in torturing each of the planets that he had to destroy, and eventually that's what got him kicked out. The story then goes to Zeno's place, and Nobu is there instantly. He confronts the Grand Priest, and the Grand Priest says, "What are you doing here?" Nobu, the previous god of destruction, says, "I've come to kill Beerus and recover my title as the god of destruction for Universe 7. He asks if the Grand Priest has any objections, and to my surprise, the Grand Priest doesn't seem surprised or even confused at all. He's just pretty calm about it. He says, "Yeah, well, if you can take down Beerus, I guess you can become the next god of destruction." That's hilarious. I always thought the Grand Priest would have had some higher, upper class rules of how he would treat the gods that are in place right now, but it then cuts to Zeno and they're excited to see it too. So straight away, Nobu, this guy has full permission from the Grand Priest and both of the Omni Kings to take down Beerus, and if Beerus can't defend himself, that will be the end of him. So he leaves, and it now cuts over to the home planet of Lord Beerus. And maybe he felt it, but he knows that something is off. Beerus can sense that his predecessor is back, and he knows that he's gonna have to put in some work. Beerus actually gives some more lore to Nobu. He says that he was the original Margin who became god of destruction. He fed on people's fears and terrorized planets before destroying them. However, that alone wasn't the main thing that got him kicked out. By doing this over and over, it gave birth to a life form known as Majin Buu, and because Nobu helped create Majin Buu, his contract as a god of destruction was cancelled, and that is when Beerus and his brother took over. For about a week after this, Nobu has been flying around the universe trying to get intel on where Goku is. For some reason, he knows who Goku is, and he wants to get to Earth, so he stumbles across Frieza's spaceship, and this is actually a really well done scene. Frieza's just sitting there in his ship, and he sees this man outside of his window, and that man is Nobu. The next thing he knows, Nobu, creepy as anything, teleports right next to his face with these eyes lit up saying, "Tell me, where is Son Goku?" And Frieza is shaking. He says, "Who are you?" Nobu says, "I am the ancient god of Universe 7. Without even thinking about it, Nobu destroys the planet right behind them. Seeing this, Frieza tries to quickly formulate a plan to get himself out of the situation. He says, "Maybe you can help me take out the Saiyans, maybe we could go in as a team." Nobu turns around and says, "I know that you're afraid of the Saiyans." He puts his finger up to his head, and from then he forces Frieza to relive all the memories of him being killed by Saiyans. His eyes go completely white and he starts bleeding out of them, and he says very softly, "He's on Earth." He really just one-upped Frieza in every way, and now Nobu's plan is to go straight to Earth, and that is where the very first part of DBS Beerus ends. Part 1. If you want to check out this story for yourself, I'll leave all the links down below. Eventually, what this story looks like it's leading up to is Beerus is going to have to step in and fight this guy, but for now, that is all the story has. Let me know what you think. I want to thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next Dragon Ball video.